The name is WaTae Mickey Jr., class of 26. I'm concentrating in geophysics, and this is Midsummer Research Stories. Well, I'm playing a part in the research group, which we're the Hadley Max Research Group. So we are designing a reference mission for prolonged lunar exploration. My personal part in all this during the summer would be studying the origin of the Hadley Rill. What's the Hadley Rill, you ask? Well, sinuous rills are these river-like channels that are on the lunar surface, except there's no water. And so these channels were completely formed, or thinking they were formed, via volcanic processes. But unfortunately, we can't agree on how. So it's my job to go through all the main origins and decide, hey, which one of these look legit and which one of these are not. So I come from like an intergenerational home, and what I mean by that is that it was filled with my grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, brothers, and sisters. So I had a whole village in my family right there. And it really influenced how I grew up, because not only did I have my father or mother's input, I had uncles and aunts right there at my disposal, and especially my grandparents. And so none of them would ever pass up our opportunity to teach me something new. So it was always a joy, for certain. I won't be on the dinner table. And my grandpa especially, he's one heck of a dude, I tell you. So he runs a whole barbecue business, like both my grandparents do. And so, of course, I was implicated in all that. And I kind of have him to thank for my work ethic, because one, now I got to help him with the business. And two, you darn bet I had to pick weeds in the backyard. So, I mean, who else do I have to thank besides them for how I can work today? I'm able to do all this right now because of Utra. So I'm really thankful that they've given me the opportunity to work with Jim Head so far. And I'll just let you know a little bit about my day. And so usually I start off by getting in. It's probably around 10, 11 o'clock. And this is the pregame. This is where I have to go through everything of the day. Usually the professor's going to send out, let's say, an email about, hey, this is the plan. This is the game plan. We're going to meet at 2. And this is what I need you, and you to do. During this time, that's when I do it. It's like, hey, I need to prepare, let's say, a summary. Then I need to look at everything I've done over the week and make sure I got that summary done by that Tuesday. And so I get that summary done. Come 2 o'clock, it's time to meet. Everyone's here. We got people coming in from China, NASA, and the Zoom. We're in person. Everyone, the whole gang is right here. That's when everyone presents what they got going on. Oh, you just figured out something crucial? Bang, tell everyone about it. Oh, you got to present something? Bang, tell everyone about it. Give us the elevator pitch right now. That's kind of like the gist of it. Professor goes over anything he learned. If he went to a conference, he's getting a presentation. That's what we did in the conference. That is kind of like what the meetings are, how the meetings are structured. After that comes individual meetings. This is where he meets with everyone one-on-one. And this is where you get the meat and potatoes of what you about to be doing for the next half of the week.
WaTae, what about we go inside of the building so you can show us your workspace, what you do?
That's lovely. You can't really understand geologists before you've been to their workspace. My goal is to head like one of the missions to either the moon, Mars. I would love to be at the center of one of those. And in order to do that, I need the skill set for it. My specific job in all this is the Hadley Rill that I mentioned before. The Hadley Rill is this giant, it's a really unusually long sinuous rill. About 4 times longer than usual at 144 kilometers. The importance here is what it might be. One of those 5 origins that it possibly could be is a collapsed lava tube. It is important because we're looking at places where we can stay safely on the moon for prolonged periods of time. And one of the ideas was that we stay in a lava tube. Reason being is that The regolith, or the soil, well, not the soil, but dirt and rock on the surface of the moon, it insulates extremely well. That means just a few meters down, there is no temperature change whatsoever. The bottom of the rill is littered with boulders. I mean, every single one of those tiny dots there and pebbles are massive boulders that you'd have to traverse if you're going to be down there. We can't be certain a human could just go through and weave their way through all these boulders in an effective manner. Not to mention, you're really limited in time, because the rill is a canyon. It's not going to get as much sunlight as the rest of the area, even if you have 2 weeks of sun. That is extremely important if we want to build a stable living area for astronauts. It'd be much easier to heat an area that stays a constant temp than one that swings wildly from negative 300 degrees to positive almost the same amount. The moon has an extremely volatile temperature because it has zero atmosphere and no padding from the sun's rays. And so it's either extremely hot or frigid. That doesn't really bode well for us humans.
What advice would you give to a fellow Brown student aspiring to pursue a research field?
Look for research outside your field. Why? Oh, let's say I'm doing CS. Oh my goodness, everything's so full. I can't get in any internships, no research opportunities in CS, no matter how hard I try. Well, have you considered this? That CS has applications in literally every field. So don't just look in one field and be like, oh, it's full, I can't get into it. Look at, maybe in geology. In my group, I have an engineering PhD, a computer science graduate, so many different jobs that need to be done in a huge project like this, and not nearly half of them can be done by geologists. We can do the rocks. Oh, we got that on lock. We got that all day long. But if you ask us to code something, some of us don't speak that language.